Good afternoon and welcome to this Bunnings NPC pre-season match between Taranaki and Wellington from Cook's Gardens in Wanganui. The first pre-season match for both of these teams. And just going through the lineups, Wellington will have a first and a second half team, but firstly for Taranaki, Jared Profit, Bradley Slater, Kyle Stewart in the front row, Finn Huiata, Jesse Parati the locks, Christian Fa'ave, Tom Florence and Johnny Falitongawai Malasi, the loose forward trio for the Amber and Blacks. In the halves, Liam Blyde, Daniel Waite. Taorangi Walden will captain the squad, and he is paired up with Daniel Rona at 13. Kini Naholo on the wing, along with the new signing of Vernoniki Tokoa Solomoni and Stephen Perafeta at the back at 15. On the bench, Ricky Riccatelli, Ruben O'Neill, Michael Bent, Tupou Va'i, Himopo Cunningham. The back reserves, Sean Waite, Josh Jacob, Mahana Grinley, and also we've got a number of other players that will get an opportunity to play this afternoon, including Millennium Sanarivi, Isaac Ratumatavuki Neepkins, Brayton Northcott Hill, Scott Jerry and Henry Miles. The first half team for Wellington, Xavier Nomaya, we've got Bruce Koika Peterson and Jonathan Fumoano in the front row, James Blackwell, Caleb Delaney, who has replaced Dominic Bird in the first half team, Sione Halalilo, Duplessis Karifi, who's a name that we all know in Taranaki, Keelan Whitman at 8, Connor Collins and Brandon Lawson at 9 and 10 respectively, Peter Umanga Jensen and Vince Ussor in the midfield, and the back three, Julian Savia, Pipisana, Patafilo and Wes Hewson for Wellington. And we'll announce the second half team when they come out onto Cook's Gardens in around about 40 minutes time or so. It's quite a nice still afternoon here in Wanganui. The ground a little bit soft underfoot. Of course, they had that final in the Wanganui competition here last weekend, but it's in pretty good nick. Overall, it looks great, and no wind really to speak of today. Slight breeze, but nothing really to impact the kickers for today. And of course, Cook's Gardens, a lot of history here with Peter Snell in 1962 breaking the world record for the mile on the 27th of January. So a lot of history here for Taranaki people. And while we're waiting for the two teams coming out, as we see Taranaki making their way out, led out by Taranaki Walden. In just 2 weeks, your Yarrows Taranaki Bulls are taking a historic match to Pukekura Park against Hawke's Bay. 76 years after their last match was played there. A limited number of tickets are still available. You can head to trfu.co.nz to secure your ticket to watch history unfold. Taranaki making their way out. Moving to the right-hand side of screen. Stephen Perafeta on halfway with the ball. It looks like they could potentially kick off here. New look jerseys. And Wellington in their purple strip coming out onto the field as well. A lot of experience in the side. James Blackwell was the captain last year. Duplessis Karifi probably earmarked this year potentially to be the skipper. And the referee today, Nick Hogan, formerly out of Wellington, now based in the Hawke's Bay. And it will be Stephen Perafeta to kick off, getting the campaign underway for the pre-season anyway this afternoon here at Cook's Gardens. My name's Will Johnston. And Nick Hogan signals, let's go. Perafeta gets the match underway. It's a long restart. Into the 22 it goes, and it falls into the hands of Patafilo on the wing. Connor Collins digging in and grabbing it. Just inside the 22, Collins feeding it back. Nudge downfield, hasn't found touch. Daniel Waite greets it off to Perafeta. He bangs one downfield. The chase coming from Waite and Co. A nice take there. Wellington losing it. Parati cleans up the scraps and loses the football forward. He had a player on his outside, but didn't need him. In the end, lose it forward, and we'll see the first scrum of the day. So big schedule for both of these teams in the upcoming Bunnings NPC. It starts on the 7th of August at home, Taranaki to Hawke's Bay at Pukekura Park, and Wellington's at home to Northland. Kawika Peterson, Numia Fumoano in the front row for Wellington, Prophet, Slater and Stewart for Taranaki. In fact, Hogan's given the scrum to Taranaki, so there may have been a knock-on from Wellington there. So will be Liam Blyde to feed out of the Clifton Club. 4 caps for Taranaki, all off the bench. And Logan Crowley injured today. He got injured in the semi-final of club rugby, so Liam Blyde gets his opportunity to start and show what he's capable of in front of coach Neil Barnes. Good to see also Finn Hoiata, who hadn't seen a lot of club rugby for New Plymouth Old Boys this season due to injury. He's paired up with also another returning player in Jesse Parati, who's come back from Japan, 9 games for the Highlanders last year. Players just getting their boots sorted and things. Has a little bit soft underfoot. You can also see a little bit of mud on the players' jerseys as well, which signifies that it is a little bit soft underfoot, particularly after the rain that Wanganui had last year, and then they had the final last week, then they had the final, of course. So Dominic Bird was meant to start in the first half team for Wellington, but Caleb Delaney comes in space of him, and then Sionu Halalilo will play both halves at 6. Scrum goes down. Referee will allow that to play. It's an 8-9 play. Blyde gets it from Felitongawa Malasi, and Tarangi Walden into the line straight away. Blyde reaches in and grabs it. Finn Hoiata, his first touch for Taranaki this season. Blyde again. Stewart now. Wellington defence is good. And that was Caleb Delaney with a tackle in there. Waite gets the ball off. Blyde waiting for it is Felitongawa Malasi. Waite gets it back from Jesse Parati. It is a knock-on though, and we have another scrum inside the 22. Interesting forward coaching selection. Paul Tito, come back from France, helping out Wellington, of course, with that connection with Leo Crowley in his second year in charge of Wellington, and then Greg Halford in his 4th year. Tamati Ellison helping out too, the team from the capital. And they've put together a very, very good squad for the Bunnings NPC Wellington, and mentioning that the players in the squad: Peter Umanga Jensen, Wang Test All Black, Vince Assor, Julian Saver, Wes Yorson. It's a very good team. And in the second half, a lot of players who are new or academy players. So a free kick. Early push. Kick downfield from Lawson. But Taranaki will get the throw because it is a free kick. And a line out, first line out of the afternoon as well, just inside Taranaki half. Bradley Slater at hooker for the Amber and Blacks. Hoiata goes up with it. Tom Florence gets it back. Blyde in midfield, it goes to Walden. Blyde again to Waite. Puts one high. And the number 14 is Patafilo. He returns the favour with a kick inside the 22. Kanina Holo going back for it in jersey 11. Brother obviously signed up for Canterbury in the Bunnings NPC. Running out a little bit of room there at Taranaki. Thought about going quickly, but the line out is formed, says referee Hogan. And Wellington this time with the throw. Kawika Peterson in jersey 2. So James Blackwell going up for it, almost disturbed Collins. In midfield to Karifi. Falitongawa'i Malasi with the tackle. Collins again. Off it goes to Caleb Delaney. Moving away to the left-hand side. Again, Yusin in from fullback. Taranaki just pushing them back to the advantage, beyond the advantage line. Behind it, Vince Ussell, his first touch, lays it back. Blackwell with the carry. Fuimono, experienced club player. Collins again. Delaney thought about passing, but he decides to go into the defence. Ussell with a pass. And the kick down into the 22. Greeting it is Waite, and he's just going to let that bounce into the end goal. He'll put it down. And it's a goal line dropout. So a couple of these variations coming into the Bunnings NPC this year with the goal line dropout. So anything effectively that was a 5-metre scrum or a 22 will be a goal line dropout. We'll go through the exact scenarios as the day goes on. And there's a few other bits and pieces as well, including the rugby league style kick downfield, which we'll explain at the restart. Umaga Jensen off to Kirifi, winds up and goes into the defence. Referee playing advantage. Discrepancy in from the wing is Patafilo. He's had a heavy game so far in the early stages of this game. Jared Prophet with the tackle, no advantage coming, and it looks like a player not rolling away. Collins goes quickly, but he's off the mark. So in a pre-season game, of course, they'll rather play, so they'll kick for touch rather than kicking for the points. Delaney goes up with it. Kirifi plays half-back. Collins in midfield, swinging the ball out wide, and Wellington using their backs with Umaga Jensen and Ussell. Collins, the kick over the top. Blyde goes back for it. It's awkward. And another goal line dropout. Looks like Stephen Perafeta doing most of the kicking for Taranaki. A couple of options there with Daniel Waite, of course. He bangs it downfield. And Wellington still inside Taranaki's half. Collins, away it goes. Kirifi on the wing, got the pass from Ussell. Waiting for it is Whitman, and a little knock on there. Might be a little bit of a difficult day for scrums with the conditions of the field. Looks good, but obviously digging up. So Taranaki with another feed. Free kicked moments ago for an early push. Liam Blyde will chuck it in. And they get the drive going, Taranaki. It does go down again, but we'll allow that to play. Over that goes to Stephen Perafeta in from fullback. He finds a little bit of space and goes through the Wellington defence. Options left and right, intercepted. Picked up though by Daniel Waite. Great break out of his own half. He's out, but they'll come back for the scrum. Great injection of pace by Stephen Perafeta. That's promising signs for Taranaki's backline, and they'll have a chance to go again. So just looking at some of those trial laws for this year. So the 50-22 rule, if the team in possession kicks the ball from inside their own half indirectly into touch, inside their opponent's 22, they will throw into the line out. The ball cannot be passed or carried back into the defensive half for the 50-22 to be played. The phase might originate inside the defensive half. So that's one. World Rugby's got some good resources to have a look at. The goal line dropout. So if the ball is held up and in goal, there is a knock-on from an attacking player in goal, or an attacking player is grounded by the defenders in their own in goal, then play restarts with the goal line dropout. We'll explain the rest shortly as Taiharangi Walden juggles that one. Blyde back into position. Veli Tongawai Malasi, who captained Inglewood to a title last week. Blyde once more round the corner to Profit. Blackwell with the tackle, it's loose, and Caleb Delaney tidies up from the side. Collins says, let's get out of here and bang it downfield. He does so. Good nudge, no one back. Pitafeta running back and getting that one, and he'll clear for touch with the chase coming from Wes Yusin, and a good touch finder as well. So that's the 50-22 and the goal line dropout. There is the flying wedge to reduce the number of events where the ball carrier and multiple support players are in contact or latched prior to contact and then going off their feet. So that'll be policed as Karifi. Good little tip on to Whitman. Up to the 22 they go. Reaching out for it is Wellington. That was Asor. In fact, Dumanga Jensen. They go back to the left-hand side. Karifi. Tackle coming from Bradley Slater. Over it goes. There's Whitman again. Being held up, though, by Christian Fa'ave. And if it doesn't come out, Taranaki could get the scrum back. Yep, they do. Good work coming up on defence, Taranaki. And they'll pack down another one. Still no score in this match, with 26 minutes to play in the first half at Cooks Gardens in Wanganui. Pre-season outing for both of these teams ahead of the Bunnings NPC, which starts on the 7th of August. A couple of weeks' time. Still unsteady at scrum time for both teams. It's taking them a little bit to get sorted here. Another reset down on the far side. You can see one of the Wellington coaches indicating to the assistant referee about binding. But they'll move off that mark and they'll go again. Opportunity to welcome in everybody watching this coverage. Good to have it live streamed. People can keep up to date with Taranaki's progress during the pre-season. Of course, they've got another game against Waikato in Tikawiti next week, next Friday, I believe. And it goes down at the back, and this time a penalty against Wellington. Numia is the culprit there, according to Nick Hogan. Daniel Waite will kick for touch. Obviously him and Perofeta sharing the kicking duties around. And a kick inside Wellington's half, between the halfway and the 10-metre line. Bradley Slater again with the throw. Plenty of options there with Parati and Huiata. They go to Parati. It's been stolen though. James Blackwell reached up and grabbed that. So Collins, off it goes to Kirifi. Long pass out onto the wing, and now Wellington showing us what they can do. Wes Yourson in from fullback, gets the pass off to Julian Savia. Back on the inside to Wes Yourson, and he gets the try, the opening one of the pre-season match. That was a cracker, and it came from the line out. Taranaki turned it over, and Wellington flew the ball wide. They got the job done. Good combinations there. And the Super Rugby players and Savia, Yourson, getting the job done. 5 points to 0. Lawson to kick 5 metres in from touch. Here's the strike. And it's over too. It's a good little kick, no wind to speak of. And Wellington extend their lead to 7 points to 0. The Wes Yourson try. Perofeta with the restart. Getting back to halfway fairly quickly. Chase from Kini Naholo. And Wellington greeted just outside their 22, so they can't kick it out. Collins directing the troops. And they get that long placement. The box kick over the top. I assume everybody's onside. Jumping up with it is Peter Umaga Jensen. Wellington, they've got it back. They've done pretty well here. They go beyond Blackwell to Lawson. Out in the midfield to Kirifi. He got the pass from Vince Assort. And Numia couldn't quite hold on to it, neither could Taranaki. So it's gone back originally, and then Taranaki knocked it on. So Collins passes it back to Lawson. Chase from Jesse Parati. Hasn't done anything. Straight down the throat of Stephen Perofeta. He winds up and has a bit of a crack into Blackwell and co. Thought he was going to pass it. Blyde. One-off runner is Huiata. He's met by Fumimono and driven back hard. Blyde, Walden, Parati. The defence coming up quickly. Umaga Jensen with the tackle on that occasion. Blyde again, they shifted away to the right-hand side. They go beyond Waite. Perofeta has got to tidy up the scraps. Players all over the ground, and Blyde has a bit of a snipe, met by his opposite. Player there, Vince Assort told to get out of it. Kyle Stewart with a carry. He had Parati at his backside. Blyde with the box kick over the top. Chasing it on the far side is the new Taranaki winger. Oh dear, that didn't look that good. And that was Vinuniki Tuko Solomoni, who could be penalised here, and he will be, for taking the player in the air. But it's just going to be a penalty. Of course, there's a lot of emphasis on protecting players in the air, but obviously just happy with the penalty kick. It depends also where they land and the severity of that. Wellington will get a line out midway, halfway and 10-metre line in Taranaki territory. Kawika Peterson throws it up. Blackwell goes up with it. We've seen that so many times before. And Karifi hard into the line, up to the 10-metre line. Lawson this time with the carry. And Parati with the tackle. They go behind play. Umanga Jensen with the kick over the top. Yeah, good nudge too. Too fast for Daniel Wade on that far side. And that could be a 50-22, is it? No, they've given the line out to Taranaki. A couple of substitutions here for Taranaki, and it looks like Isaac Neepkins on the field as Huiara goes up with it. Fali Tongawai Malasi into the line he goes. Blyde reaching in. Passes back to Daniel Wade, in as in goal. Hasn't found touch though. Yurson, the try scorer. Julian Savia in from the wing. Vince Asor pops it off. 12 is Peter Umanga Jensen. He's tackled by his opposite, and Tauranga Walden. The number 8 is Whitman. He's had a couple of carries already so far today. Yurson. Patafilo tried to get out of Bradley Slater's tackle. And low pass there. Hasn't been knocked over, but it's turned over. No, it'll be a penalty. I think a player off his feet. In fact, sneaky hand on the ground. So Lawson will kick across field. In an ordinary game, of course, they'd go for the 3. But a line out around about 10 metres outside Taranaki's line. A good platform here for Wellington to work off. Kawika Peterson again with another throw out of the Northern United Club. 9 matches for Wairarapa Bush, now playing for Wellington. Caleb Delaney goes up and grabs it. And it goes down. Collins goes in for it. Kick along the ground from Umanga Jensen. It's ricocheting all over the place, but Taranaki have it with Isaac Neepkins tidying up. Now here's Slater. Got a pass from Waite. He busts out of the 22. Blackwell with the tackle in jersey 5. It's been turned over again. Pass back in field. Lawson with it, and he goes out. A good intent there from Taranaki, though, to run it out of their own in goal. They go quickly, but they'll bring back. The line out is formed. Slater to Hoyata, again disrupted at the back of the line out. James Blackwell. Kawika Peterson tidies up as well. They get the pick and goes going. Whitman hasn't played a game for Wellington, but his 2021 debut is likely. Fuimono drives it forward. They go back to the left-hand side. Lawson, wrap around. Umanga Jensen trying to get out of a few. Taken down eventually from Tom Florence. Here's Whitman again, winds up and goes into Parati. Ball's there. Right, what can they do? Straight into the line, Lawson up to the 5-metre line. Slater trying to get over the ball and grab it. Wellington still have possession. Ever so close. The boys from the capital, they go away to the left. Savia delays the pass. Over it goes. And it could be a try. Yep, it will be. Peter Umanga Jensen scores for Wellington. Their second try of the pre-season game. And again, they extend that score. Once again, came from the line out. And it's working pretty well for Wellington at the moment. 12-0. Umaga Jensen, a little bit of a try-scoring machine out of the Wainuiomata club. 5 tries in the last 2 games in club rugby. He's played pretty much all season for Wainuiomata, so good to see the super players, the NPC players, getting an opportunity at club rugby as well, giving back. We do see it occasionally. Lawson with the kick pretty much in the same position as the first conversion, but on the other side of the field. Just a slight breeze. As you can see, the flag on the 22 waving ever so slightly. And here's the attempt from the other side. And he's nailed that one as well. So 2 from 2. Lawson adds the conversion to the Peter Umaga Jensen try, 14-0. Petafeta restarts. Naholo again off the line very quickly. Kick downfield from Wellington, and that finds touch. Thought it went a little bit further than what it did, but where we are, it's probably a little bit deceptive. Slater, they've got to get this line out sorted here, Taranaki. 2 against the throw so far. When you're competing against a Super Rugby lock forward, you've got to get those sorted. Fa'ave goes up with it. And Taranaki get the drive going. This is their bread and butter with Slater at the back. And they go forward, albeit slowly, just outside the 22. Wellington trying to disrupt it with Fuimono told to get out of it. Blyde looked right, then has a bit of a snipe. Liam Blyde, 2-on-1 though, and 4 metres out from the line. Taranaki, can they get some points on the board? Here's Tom Florence straight into the defence. Halalilo with the tackle. And players coming in off their feet. And they've got to roll out as well, and that's what the penalty was for from Nick Hogan. Good snipe there from Liam Blyde off the back of the maul. Interesting to see what they do here, Taranaki. Go for the line out, or will they tap or even scrum? Yeah, it looks like it will be the line out. Daniel Waite kicks it. They get 1-5 out. Taranaki just to the right-hand side of the screen, getting a game plan sorted. Slater got the last line out right. 10 minutes to play, so a chance here to get some points on the board just this side of the half-time break. Huiata reaches it, he's sacked straight away, and that's okay. So Parati off the back, driving it forward, just short. Blyde there, but it's Profit though. Driven back though by James Blackwell, lays it back for Kyle Stewart. Slater is with him in support. And Parati just loses it forward, saw the line before picking the ball up, but good defence there from Wellington. Been patient there the last couple of minutes, and they'll have a chance to clear. Well, we do have a bit of a break in play. You can grab a $50 adult or a $30 child Yarrows Taranaki Bulls membership and receive a ticket to the historical clash at Pukekura Park on the 7th of August. Access to 4 matches in Inglewood, access to any playoff matches, and entry to regular season away matches. Grab your membership from iticket.co.nz, iticket.co.nz. So Wellington been on defence for, well, ever since that try from Umaga Jensen on the far side of the field. chance to go into the attack with Collins, Hutt Old Boys Marist representative, originally from St. Paul's Collegiate in Hamilton. He's the halfback for Wellington. Players getting a chance to just clean their boots. Collins now will feed. Stable platform this time from both teams. Off it goes to Lawson with a little bit of time there to clear from his in goal. And a kick downfield. Perofeta had to juggle it and pass it in field. And interesting to see if the assistant referee, he gives it to Wellington. So Perofeta obviously stepped out when he attempted to throw the ball back in field. So a line out for Taranaki. Around the 10-metre line as some changes have been made. Stephen Perofeta coming off, and looks like Mayhana Grinley coming on with no number. Potential new cap for Taranaki. New signing though, out of King's College, but from Manaia originally. So he'll get to show us what he's capable of. Julian Savia winds up and goes into the defence. Collins is there. Karifi, quick ball on. And the big man, Fuimono, up to the 22. Again, a good platform here for Wellington. The Lions, Wilson in from fullback. Karifi gets the ball off Delaney. Switch of direction, Blackwell. He's met by Feli Tongawai Malasi. And they're about 10 metres out from the line here. Wilson has to go in and play halfback. Lawson grabs it eventually. Moving away to the left-hand side. Whitman, Savia in from the wing. Wilson again. Third time in this movement. Savia picks it up and has a go. Referee playing advantage. Taranaki may have come up offside rather. Florence trying to roll out, but pinned in there. The ball is there though, and the little halfback, Connor Collins, has a crack. Savia goes in and plays halfback, busts over one. Fali Tongawai Malasi was the guy that got smacked to the ground. Collins. Now, Asor, over the top it goes. Halalilo stretches out, and he's out. But they'll probably come back, for the penalty. And players not rolling away is the call from Hogan. Well, they take the scrum here, or just the tap. Karifi says, let's have a scrum. And they'll pack one down 5 metres out from the line with just under 5 minutes to play here at Cook's Gardens. First Bunnings NPC pre-season match. Effectively met halfway. Of course, Taranaki playing Waikato in Tikawiri next Friday. Wellington, I'm sure, will have a couple of pre-season matches. Manawatu next week. So a scrum 5 out. Good shunt there from Taranaki. Now Lawson, the kick over the top, Parati. The bounce of the football almost goes in Wellington's favour. And there'll be a line out though to Wellington. And the centre is Daniel Rona for Taranaki with his shaven head, and he had no real option but just run it out. Koika Peterson again with the throw. Important pair to play here for Wellington. Blackwell goes up too early. It goes over the top. Waite tidies up. Almost left it though for Florence. Parati gets it off to Fali Tongawai Malasi. Hit hard though by Caleb Delaney. And now here's Isaac Ratumatavuki Neepkins, brother of Jacob, of course in this Taranaki squad. Not playing today. Still on a stand-down period though from the Blues. Funny that, because he's only played 20 minutes. Blyde back in position. Box kick over the top. The chase though coming from Taranaki. It was a good contest there. It's a loose ball. Neepkins with the chase. And they've turned it over. Blyde bangs it downfield. No one at the back there for Wellington. But going back for it is Lawson. He bangs it downfield and Taranaki get a line out midway, 22 10-metre mark. Knocked on at the top of the line out from Wellington. Blyde. Waite. Fali Tongawai Malasi winds up and goes over the advantage line. Blyde again to Waite. Rona. Thought about passing, then saw Julian Savia coming up off the line very quickly. Blyde again. Fa'avai. Florence is there in support. They move it away to the left. Referee playing advantage. This time Julian Savia is offside. Smothered Rona. Taranaki a chance just before the break here to get back down to the right areas of the field with just over a minute to play. So Waite will bang it into the 22. As you can really see that field dig up. Of course, Border won back-to-back titles here last week. Kaido was the beaten finalists. Slater throws 5 metres out from the try line. Parati goes up and they get the drive going here, Taranaki. It's at the back with Slater. He got the pass from Jared Prophet. Wellington doing their best to disrupt this, and Taranaki not really going anywhere until more players get there. Now they get the drive going. Who's got it at the back? They're over the line. Taranaki get one. Who's coming up with the ball? It's Johnny Fali Tongawai Malasi, I think. Or is it Jared Prophet who got it? I think it might be Jared Prophet. We'll give it to him. And with a couple of seconds to go, Taranaki gets some points on the board. Daniel Waite with a chance to add the extras, and he's got a kick just between the 5 and the 15. It might signal half-time too. There's Taranaki in a group just on the other side of halfway. Daniel Waite missed a lot of the second round of club rugby with a procedure that had to be undertook. He was in the top 5 point scorers just before that injury. He's just cut that one away to the left-hand side, so he's missed that one. The score remains at 14-5 and half-time here at Cook's Gardens in Wanganui. 2 tries to Wellington. Bjorsen with the first one, Umanga Jensen with the second. They're both converted by Lawson, and Taranaki just getting a try just before the break. Jared Profit at the back of the maul. Daniel Waite missed the conversion, and the score remains at 14-5. We'll be back in a moment here on YouTube with the second half. Welcome back to Cook's Gardens in Wanganui for the Bunnings NPC pre-season match between Taranaki and Wellington. Wellington, they haven't changed strips, they've just got a second half team. And going through that team, the front row, Fraser Armstrong, a prominent player in the NPC. He's at loose head prop, Wairangi Parata and Bradley Crichton rather. Front row, Caleb Delaney, Josh Tu'umonga, Sione Halalilo, Sam Smith, Dominic Ropeti, Richard Judd, Malo Manua, the 9 and 10 combination, Rion Paul at 12, Tamasi Lolasio is at 13, and the back three, Joseph Faliwhaiga, Roderick Solo and Sam Reid at 15. So that's the Wellington second half team. Sione Halalilo playing both halves with that change. Dominic Bird withdrawn from this match, who was originally starting at lock in the first half team. Some notable players in this Wellington team. Sam Reid, understand that he is just as fast as Jacob Ratu-Vatavuki-Neepkins and ran him down in a match out of the Old Boys University Club. And Tamasi Alosio, Samoan Sevens representative as well. And he played against the Māori All Blacks in Tonga just recently too. So plenty of experience in the second half team for Wellington. Taranaki on the field. And interesting to see the changes made. I believe Tupou Va'i is on. Just named in the All Blacks just moments a couple of weeks ago. Nick Hogan's the referee, and he's getting this match underway. There's jersey 19 Tupou Va'i going up for it. The new halfback on for Taranaki is Sean Waite in jersey 21. Looking at both directions, fling the ball off to Va'i, straight away making an influence. The All Black. Waite, brother of Daniel, will clear over the top. The chase coming from Taranaki. Jersey 23 is Isaac Ratu-Vatavuki-Neepkins. Richard Judd, his first touch of the day. Back from overseas, of course. And the number 10 is Malo Manua. Judd, off it goes. Number 17 is Ruben O'Neill. He's on the field for Taranaki. Wellington round the corner. Good period of play here for the boys from the capital. Number 11 is Faliwhaiga. Richard Judd knocking it on. In fact, it was a knock on from Taranaki. Ricky Riccatelli is on. So, of course, Richard Judd started Thames Valley, Counties Manukau, Bay of Plenty. Out of the Tawa Club, 9 games for the Hurricanes between 2018 and 19. Back from some Tori in Japan. Good to have a man of his experience in this Wellington lineup. So first scrum of the second half. 14-5 is the score. 2 first half tries to Wellington. Yulson and Umanga Jensen both converted by Lawson. And we believe Tom Florence got Taranaki's try, which was the conversion was missed from Daniel Waite. Right, in from the wing is Faliwhaiga. Judd back into position. Gets it off to Delaney again. Another penalty advantage coming up for Taranaki. Inside ball from Manua. They'll come back. Players not rolling away at the breakdown. So a chance here for Wellington to kick deep inside Taranaki's half. Sam Reid will do that. Thought about going to the left and goes this time to the far side of the field. Leading point scorer in the Swindale Shield. Scott Jury is on for Taranaki, wearing no number, but he's got the white headgear on. Going up for the ball is Josh Tuomonga. Wellington get the drive going. Ruben O'Neill trying to disrupt it coming through the middle. But they've got it at the back here to Wellington. Getting the drive going. It does collapse. And Taranaki getting hands to the ball. They could have turned this over here. Yep, they have. Scott Jury was over the ball, but the ball and the maul not coming out. So they'll get a defensive scrum. The team just up the road on State Highway 3. Good to have Fraser Armstrong in the Wellington lineup. Waikato, Auckland, Manawatu, 81 NPC games all together, 31 for the Hurricanes. Injured last year. Good to have him back. Calibre and experience for Wellington. Interesting to see how the scrum goes, particularly when the team's changed around. And Mopo Cunningham as well, and jersey 20 on for Taranaki. Out of the Stratford Eltham club. No caps for Taranaki yet, but I'm sure he'll get an opportunity in the wider training group. The mark has moved. Good crowd in here too at Cook's Gardens. A few Taranaki people have made their way down the road, and I'm sure a few Wellington supporters here as well. A couple of hundred possibly on the grandstand on the far side. So Sean Waite will feed. And they get it back. Richard Judd putting a little bit of pressure on Waite, and he's offside though. Yeah, you could see that. Just a little bit too eager. Josh Jacob, who controlled play very well in that final last weekend for Inglewood, who picked up their 14th club championship title. He'll kick for touch. Riccatelli. They go up to Scott Jury. Lays it back for Fa'avai. Waite in the midfield. And Henry Miles is on the field with no number out of the Tukapa club. Waite again. Off to Jacob with the kick over the top. And it's out on the full though. Just talked him up. And he gives away a mistake. These two teams, of course, play each other in the Bunnings NPC. Wellington will make the trip to Inglewood on the 18th of September. First time they've played Taranaki since 2018 as well. So both clubs, or both teams, have rich history. Oh, almost intercepted. And that was Roderick Solo coming off the line. But under advantage, so Nick Hogan brings them back for a scrum. There was a knock on at the line out. Mills Sanarivi on as well, so both teams making changes. Obviously Wellington with that second half team, but Taranaki, plenty of changes being made at the break, giving everyone an opportunity. Christian Fa'avai remains on though for the Amber and Blacks. Waite feeds, it comes out quickly. Josh Jacob gets a pass off, and that's Brayton Northcott Hill, who didn't play a lot of club rugby either because of injury. the tackle made by Caleb Delaney coming quick off the line. They move it away to that far side. Jacob back in the pocket. Kick over the top. Learnt from his previous mistake. Meeting it though is Manua. Sizing up his options. Thought about passing. Goes into the defence. Not held in the tackle and got up and went again. Judd. Quick ball here for Wellington. Number 3 is Bradley Crichton. In the midfield it goes. Alosio got a pass off. Taranaki over the ball. Yep. Mills Sanarivi. Quick to pounce on that one. Jacob to clear. And a good kick too, down towards the 22 in Wellington half. And the score remains 14-5. Wellington with the advantage. Riccatelli throws. Scott Jury goes up and grabs it. Looked awkward. It goes down in a heap. Riccatelli's at the back all the time in the world. And he runs straight into the defence of his opposite, Waringi Parata. Cunningham. Tackle from Ropeti. Lays it back for Waite. Dummies. Fa'ave now. Waite again. Jacob. Straight through the line, Jacob. Ball back to Waite. Tackle from Manua and co. And Richard Judd again coming up offside. And Taranaki on the front foot here. Another burst towards the line. They're nearly close here. Quick hands. And this is Tupo Va'i stretches out and scores. Taranaki get their second. They're under advantage. They could throw the football around a little bit. And Taranaki reduce the margin and get their second try of the afternoon. Stephen Petafeta still on, and he will kick. Got the tee from Jason Potros, who is injured, dislocated his shoulder in the CMK Taranaki Premier Club Rugby competition in the final round and missed the semi-final for Tukapa. Hopefully his injury isn't bad so he can come back and play for Taranaki. Listed in the outside backs for the squad, but can play 10, of course. So Petafeta. And just misses this one, pulling it away. No breeze out there. Certainly not the wonky posts that putting them off, or the assistant referees off, but the flags remain down, and 14-12 the score here at Cook's Gardens. 14-10. Unfortunately, I counted the conversion before it had happened. So 14-10. The restart from Wellington. And it's out on the full. So first real mistake. And they'll get a scrum on halfway. So scrum on halfway for Taranaki. Goes down. It's been a little bit disruptive today, scrum time. Of course, the ground certainly not helping. And frustration for all, I'm sure. Take two of this movement. This time it's stable for Taranaki. They get the drive going here from the scrum. Yep, they get the advantage too. Off the back, Waite gets it 8-9 play, and they move it away. Here's Meihana Grinley winds up over the 10-metre line. Alosio with the tackle. Another advantage being played here against Wellington. Sanarivi. Sam Smith, not the singer, with the tackle. Oh, great little pass. And into space is Michael Bent. Returning for Taranaki, gets a great ball away to Stephen Perafeta, and he's under the bar. Taranaki take the lead for the first time today. Michael Bent, well, back playing for Taranaki. First time since 2012. Moved over to Leinster. 48 games for Taranaki, of course. Played for the Hurricanes as well. And good to have that experience in your Taranaki squad, particularly up front. Perafeta, a chance now to convert his own try. And this time he gets it. His first conversion of the afternoon. (17-14) here at Cook's Gardens in Wanganui as the sun comes out. Quite a nice afternoon here. Great movement it was, and it really put Perafeta into space. Manua. He slotted a penalty kick from halfway in the top four semi-final against Otago in 2015, so he can kick. Number 20 is Himopo Cunningham running outside the 22, so they can't kick it out. Perafeta, the try scorer, and the man that got the conversion, gets the ball down to Sam Reid. Manua. Off it goes. Alosio over the halfway line. Again, Taranaki trying to put numbers to the breakdown to get the turnover. But a good period here for Wellington to counter-attack. Richard Judd. Manua swinging the ball away. It goes beyond Smith. Eventually into the hands of Faliafega. Bumps off one and gets the pass away. Judd. Manua. Solid tackle there. Ruben O'Neill, I think it was. Judd again. Switch of play. Good little tip on here for Wellington. Oh, that's a good pass. And that's Halililo down the far side. They lose it though. Josh Jacob runs away with it, but it's early tackle, I think. This is the call from Nick Hogan. Good period of play there from Wellington. Like to move the ball around. Sam Reid will kick for the corner. And put his team in a good position to take that lead back. Warangi Parata with the throw. Caleb Delaney goes up with it and they get the maul going, but Taranaki putting numbers there. But breaking away is Parata. Knees are on the ground, so if there's no maul, he's got to release. Judd and back in position. Off to the one-off runners. Armstrong in support. So is Sam Smith. 5 metres short. Another pick and go. Yep, straight off their feet, Wellington. That's the call from the ref. And that cheer goes up from the Taranaki supporters in the grandstand. Jacob with the clearance. Good nudge down to the 10-metre line. Very difficult to pick up the numbers for Wellington with the sun at their backside. Good line out there. Sean White at first receiver. Off it goes to Henry Miles. A small man, but he can do so much damage. Northcote Hill got a pass from Jacob. Sean White back into position. Sanarivi thought about passing to Peter Feta, but goes himself. White beyond the one-off runners to Jacob, who kicks from behind play. And greeting it is Wellington. And Faleafega bumps off a couple of tackles, looking for the support though. He puts his foot on the line. Maybe should have passed in field. But as always, the touchline wins the race. Riccitelli's not going to muck around. Again, goes to Jury. Line out in the second half working a little bit better. Still rolling it forward, Taranaki. Riccitelli at the back. Wait, though, he wants it. Riccitelli again. Sean White. Jacob to Vatamuki Nepkins. Oh, good ball on the inside. Jury got the pass from Jacob. White, Cunningham. Tip on to O'Neill, who loses it forward. Don't think he was expecting that. Sanarivi could have got the turnover there, but they're under advantage. And Wellington will get a scrum just inside their own half. Some subs coming on. Looks like jersey 25, Duplessis Karifi. Scott Jury getting a little bit of attention. And in just 2 weeks, your Yarrow's Taranaki Bulls are taking a historic match to Pukekura Park against Hawke's Bay, 76 years after their last match was played there. A limited number of tickets are still available. You can head to trfu.co.nz to secure your ticket to watch history unfold. Pukekura Park, 7th of August. Union's done a great job to get that game there, and it'll look an absolute picture. Certainly played rugby league there in recent times, but as I say, haven't had a rugby union match there for 76 years. Scott Jury is okay to continue. And Wellington scrum. Of course, I'd like to thank Taranaki sponsors as well. Yarrows, Canterbury, Civil Construction, or Taranaki Civil rather, and the Devon Hotel doing a great job in support.
Attention all. So the cars are blocking the driveway at the bell tower end of the grandstand. Please move to allow the safety purposes. Cheers.
Those people better move their cars. So Richard Judd with the feed. It's not your car, Billy, is it? And Taranaki putting good pressure on there. It's an 8-9 play. Ropeti back to Judd. And in the midfield, it goes for Wellington. It was Rion Paul with a carry. If it goes to Ropeti again, Judd back in a position. Switch of direction. Into the line goes Paul. So Wellington look good with ball in hand when they put phases together. Judd. Manua loses it forward and will pack down another scrum. So the front row for Taranaki, O'Neill, Riccatelli and Bent. Bent, of course, can play both tight and loose head positions, giving Barnes some options there. And it's good for a player to play both. And for Wellington, Fraser Armstrong, Waringi Parata and Bradley Crichton, the front row listed here in the second half team. Screws and goes down. Taranaki smothered in the tackle though by Duplessis Karifi wearing 25. Jacob is back there, kicks over the top. The bounce for Sam Reid to contend with, and he does pretty well. And he'll kick this one off the side of the boot because of the angle, but he hasn't found touch. Jacob, after Maivuki Neepkins, over it goes to Fa'ave. Brayton Northcott Hill. Yeah, getting out of a couple. Crichton over the ball, but can't win it. Fa'ave, pass there. Oh, but they're offside though, despite Taranaki losing it forward. Of course, Jacob Ratu Matavuki Neepkins listed in the Taranaki squad, and they've got a stand-down period because of the New Zealand under-20 system that they had just recently. So that's why he's not playing today. A kick for Taranaki inside the 22 of Wellington's half. Looks like the set piece going okay in the second stanza for Taranaki. The score remains at 17-14. About 15 minutes to play. Michael Bent is in there. Riccatelli at the back of the maul with the ball. They get the drive going. Karifi doing his very best to disrupt it, but it doesn't matter at the moment. Taranaki about 5 metres out from the line. Riccatelli having a bit of a look to see where the try line is, and it collapses intentionally, so they've got an advantage. Right, still driving it forward. Jacob under advantage, spinning out of a couple, eventually taken down though, about 6 metres out from the line. Wait again, Scott Jury waiting and grabs it. Wait again, Matavuki Neepkins tries to spin out of a few and lays it back for Wait. They go away to the left-hand side. Cunningham with another carry. Off it goes. Jury up to the 5 metre line. Judd trying to get over the ball and win it. Jacob. Fa'ave. Off to Neepkins again. And just held up though, I think. Referee in a good spot. Good defence there from Wellington, but they'll come back for the penalty because they're offside. Well, they're on the side of the maul. There's the signal. A chance to reset and go again. A couple more subs being made for Wellington by the looks of it. Number 1, I think Fraser Armstrong coming off, and the big man, Fa'uamono, or Fui as he's called, comes on. Va'i wins it. Once again, Taranaki get the drive going. Karifi's got to be careful there in 25 not to pull players out. There's a chance there, and I think they could be held up again, and it was Ricky Riccatelli who was denied, and that will be a goal line dropout, I think. So may have been stripped in that tackle. So They can breathe a sigh of relief here, Wellington, by booting it downfield, courtesy of the goal line dropout through number 13, Tomasi Olosio. Greeting it and almost losing his footing is Rotomatavuki Neepkins. Met though by Crichton. They come away to this near side. Over the top it goes. Grinley winds up and has a crack. Met by Faleafega. Wait. Disrupted though. Ball bobbling all over the place. They get the ball back though. Taranaki. Jacob. Riccatelli. Rotomatavuki Neepkins in some space. Here's Fa'ave. Over it goes to Blyde on the wing, and he slides in and scores. And referee just wants to have a check here. Oh, the flag's up on the far side. Just may have, when he lost his footing, put his foot on the line. So Blyde's trying denied. Ben Lowry with his flag up. Parata throws, disrupted again, and first one off Taranaki though, so Wellington still get the scrum back. Of course, the 2021 Bunnings NPC scheduled for Taranaki. First home game is the first game of the season at Pukekura Park against Hawke's Bay. Then they go to Whangarei and Hamilton to play Northland and Waikato respectively. Then they're back at home on the 29th of August to play Manawatu. They're on the road again, counties Manukau and Pukekohe. Southland and Wellington at home on the 11th and 18th of September. Bay of Plenty and Tauranga on the 26th. Harbour on the 3rd of October. And then their last game of the year against Otago in Dunedin in the semi-finals on the 16th and 17th of October. Finals 23rd of October. All to be confirmed, of course. Judd. Now, here's Sam Reid in from fullback and breaks away out of their 22 again. Just running out a little bit of room there is Faleafega, but it was a good run though from Sam Reid. Running with a lot of direction out from the in goal. And looking at Wellington's schedule, they've got Northland at home, Waikato and Manawatu away. As Va'i wins that one, we'll go through the rest of the fixtures shortly. Taranaki on the attack again. Jury got a pass from Waite. One-off runners. And Sanarivi playing flanker. Can play in the front row, of course. Ball is there for Sean Waite. No look pass from Jacob. They've lost the football. Olosio breaks. Tackle from Grinley. Judd in position. Moving the ball again to Crichton. Judd, Fuiamono. Backfield it goes. Paul over the top and on the wing is Wellington making that break downfield. Passes back inside though. And tidying up for Wellington inside the 22 is Paul. Judd reaching in and grabbing it. Not to the referee's liking. They've got the kick over the top from Olosio. Greeting it though is Sam Smith. They'll come back for the penalty. Great breakout though from Wellington on the far side of the field. It may have been Roderick Asolo in 14. He was the New Zealand secondary school hurdles champion. And you can see why. So as Reid kicks for touch, the other fixtures for Wellington. Yeah, so Waikato and Manawatu away, Auckland at home, Harbour at home, Tasman and Taranaki on the road, Hawke's Bay at Porirua Park, Bay of Plenty, and it finished the season, Canterbury at home in Wellington. Always a good clash, that last one. Parata, about 15 metres out from the line. Caleb Delaney goes up with it. Judd, first receiver, bobbles it, loses it forward. Kick downfield though by Josh Jacob. Vantage must be over surely. No. I think Grinley was offside there because he was in front of the kicker. So, well, the last man that played the ball anyway. So Taranaki get a scrum around their 22. Some exciting options in the back three for Neil Barnes to consider with the new signing of Vernoniki Toko Solomoni, try-scoring machine. Knows this ground fairly well because he helped Border win back-to-back championships last weekend. 13 caps for Wanganui. "23 tries for Border in 12 matches. 13 tries for Wanganui in 2019. That was one under the record, and a chance to show us what he can do for Taranaki during the season. Of course, they've got Kini Naholo, they've got Jacob Ratumatavuki Neepkins, Stephen Peter Feder at the back, Jason Potros when he's fit to play. So some good options in the back three for Neil Barnes. And also in the forward pack too, with Riccatelli and Jared Prophet, Bradley Slater, Michael Bent, Tupo Va'i. Interesting to see how many games he will play for Taranaki with his All Black commitments. This second half has flown by. We've got around about 7 minutes to play. And the score remains 17-14 in Taranaki's favour. Sean Waite. They're in the 22, so they can kick it out on the full. Just got to be careful they don't get it out, but they're happy to drive and get the penalty. And Himupo Cunningham breaks away looking for that support. Good run from the Stratford Eltham representative. And straight away Taranaki in Wellington's half. Sean Waite with a box kick over the top. The chase though coming. Reid gets back and grabs it. Liam Blyde. He loses it backwards, and that could be a try. It is. He was denied moments ago, and Liam Blyde taps it out of Sam Reid's hands and gets the try. Himupo Cunningham, he got the break originally, and Blyde with the try moments after. So 22-14 with the kick to come. Josh Jacob taking the kicking duties off Peter Feta. That win may have just picked up a little bit there, just with the flag there, not too much. Probably coming from left to right on the screen. Jacob looking into the sun. Patient in his delivery. Can he be accurate though? Yeah, looks pretty good. The flags go up from the assistant referees and they get that score out to 24-14. It's a 10-point buffer in the Bunnings NPC pre-season match here at Cook's Gardens. Good start to the campaign. A chance for Barnes to get his combination sorted ahead of that first game on the 7th of August against Hawke's Bay. Manoa in the Wellington under-19 team in 2019. OBU was Ori's. And big tackle there. It's illegal though, according to Hogan. So Taranaki under advantage. Ratumatavuki Neepkins, but no advantage there. Took the player out in the air, I think. Karifi just having a bit of a word there in jersey 25. 14-5 was the score at half-time. A try to Yusin and Umanga Jensen, both converted by Lawson. But no score in the second half. That one hasn't found touch. Reid with the kick back. That's a good nudge downfield. And he chases too. Riccatelli throws. Cunningham, who made that break, grabs it. And again, Taranaki get the drive going with 3.5 to play here at Cook's Gardens. Another try would give them real confidence heading into the next week's pre-season match against Waikato at Tikawiti. Sean White is smothered in the tackle. Sam Smith can't quite get the ball. Sanarivi has got to go on and play halfback. They're driven back though from Wellington. Coming up off the line is Dominic Ropeti. White. Cunningham waiting for it. Thought about passing to Fa'avai and then goes into the defence himself. White again to Jacob. Boot over the top. Rotumaitavuki Neepkins chasing. And Reid got to go back and gets it. And gets a nice little pass off there to Faliafega. Richard Judd losing his footing and gets a good kick downfield, but the bounce of the football in Taranaki's favour. Jacob in midfield. Just be careful he doesn't kick that one out on the full, but he doesn't. Sam Reid grabs it again. Returns the favour. Bit of force back going on here at Cook's Gardens. Rotumaitavuki Neepkins steps out of a tackle too, in fact. And it's Solo that takes him down eventually on the far side of the field. Coming up out of the line is Fui Mono. And it's been knocked on though by Ricky Riccatelli on the ground, I think. As the scoreboard clock has about 10 seconds left and we've got just under 2 minutes. Couple of injuries here. Paul Riley and Nicola Milby giving Cunningham a little bit of attention, but he's okay at the back of the scrum. So probably one last throw of the dice here for Wellington. 24-14's the score. I've got the scrum feed. And Judd puts it in, goes down on the far side. It's an 8-9 play. Judd gets it back from Ropeti. Some real purpose in these scrums, in these tackles. Player off his feet. Karifi goes quickly straight into Fa'avai. Judd is there. Fuimono. Off it goes. Moanu over the top. And Reid loses it forward. And they'll come back for the penalty. They went back 10, Taranaki. Go for the scrum, will they go for the line out? Karifi's going to say, I'm going to kick for touch. And does pretty well too, actually. Probably not used to doing that. Ben Lowry on the far side with his flag up. About 6 metres out here, Wellington. Parata throws it in. Delaney goes up with it. And it goes down just ahead of them all there, but that's okay. Fuimono goes and puts his head down and 5 metres out from the line. Wellington, a good opportunity here to have the last say, finish on a high. Another pick and drive. Defence from Taranaki solid so far. Riccatelli and Sanarivi with the 2 tackles. Judd. They move it away to the right. Moano loses it. Goes backwards though. In fact, no, it's off Taranaki there, I think, is the call from the ref, is it? We'll never know because Nick Hogan, the referee, signals no side in this match, and Taranaki picking up a win in their first Bunnings NPC pre-season game by 24-14. Going through the try scorers for Wellington first. Yorson and Umanga Jensen, who was converted by Lawson. Florence got a try. It was 14-5 at the break. And then it was all Taranaki in the second half. Tupo Va'i scored, Peter Feta as well. He converted his own, then Liam Blyde got one with Josh Jacob adding the extras. So 24-14 is the final score here at Cook's Gardens in Wanganui. And this match between Taranaki and Wellington. Of course, Taranaki march on. They play Waikato in a pre-season game in Tikawiti next week. And Wellington play Manawatu. But thanks very much for joining us here on Taranaki Rugby's YouTube channel. Taranaki winning their first Bunnings NPC pre-season match by 24-14.